You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports 2. Well, we're going to talk about Cooper Rush, Dak Prescott, and that whole thing because Jerry Jones has kind of made some comments. Says he's closing the book on any potential quarterback controversy that he himself seemed to have drummed up. Now, look, I fully recognize a lot of you are big Cooper Rush fans. I said I don't think there is a controversy. I really don't. But then again, I was pretty high on Dak coming out of the draft. I thought he was the best quarterback coming out of that draft, to be honest with you. And, Cooper Rush does have some, bridge quarterback-looking qualities in the fact that he may actually parlay this into some kind of a, hey, I can be a bridge gap quarterback or something like that in the future. I do notice one statistic, and it worries me when it comes to Cooper Rush. It's the statistic that I care about the most when I look at quarterbacks, without a doubt. I think it's the most important. And this will be listened to on the podcast, so it'll probably be a little longer video because we're also going to talk about the 49ers winning from last night. You guys know I'm a 49ers fan. I cover the 49ers as best I can on this channel. And what happened last night. But first of all, let's get to the first order of business, which is Jerry kind of finally putting to bed the controversy aspect. But even in this, I wonder if Jerry truly believes this. Jerry just can't seem to live without some kind of controversy around his team. And frankly, I think it's affected him keeping good coaches over the years too. This is Outkick. Quarterback controversy in Dallas. Jerry Jones makes his stance crystal clear, except you just never know with Jerry. That's my issue. Is anything really crystal clear? Don't expect to see Dallas Cowboys quarterback Cooper Rush on the field once Dak Prescott is clear to play. I do tend to believe that. Prescott suffered a hand injury in the opener against the Bucs, and in 3 starts since Rush took over, the Cowboys are 3-0. Now, I'm very concerned because he's still not gripping the ball. With the team sitting at 3-1 and Rush making sure the offense is chugging along nicely, some have wondered whether or not there could be a growing quarterback controversy in Dallas. Well, there isn't one at all. During Tuesday's appearance on 105.3 The Fan, owner Jerry Jones was asked if there was a scenario where Rush holds on to the starting job once Dak returns. The team owner made it clear as of today that's simply not going to happen. Jerry Jones on 103 The Fan said this: he can't see a scenario where the Cowboys would stick with Cooper Rush over a healthy Dak Prescott. No, as I see it today, right today. Jones also revealed that Prescott isn't ready to play right now, and he still can't grip the ball well enough to sling it around. He can't grip the ball well enough to throw right now. Now, look, there's been some speculation that maybe he can actually grip, all right, and that they're just holding him back, and they want to bring him back against the Eagles. I don't know. I mean, do you want to just launch him right back in? I don't know. So it's going to continue to be Cooper Rush's show for now, at least a little bit longer. He'll get his 4th start of the season Sunday against the Rams. I think the Rams are good. I don't know. I mean, my Niners beat them last night, but we've kind of got their number right now. Jerry Jones to 105.3 The Fan. Not well enough to play, talking about Dak Prescott's thumb. Okay. Cooper Rush has played very well for the Cowboys, even though Jerry Jones poured cold water on the idea of Cooper Rush permanently becoming QB1 for the Cowboys. It's impossible to deny he's getting results. The team hasn't lost in 2022 with him under center, and his stats are respectable. He's thrown for 737 yards, 4 TDs, and no picks so far this season. Look, that's very good. I mean, I'm not going to act like it's not. It is impressive, but this is the statistic that worries me the most. He's got a 60.8% completion percentage, okay? In today's NFL, that doesn't cut it. 10 years ago, yeah, it would. But now if you're going to be, let's say, a top 15 NFL quarterback, you pretty much are going to have to carry like a 66 and up completion percentage. The rules have just been tailored in a direction that you should complete more than 60.8% of his passes. That was always my issue with some guy like Eli Manning, whose completion percentage was never good. It was never good. He won those 2 Super Bowls, but I've always said I thought that would, should keep him out of the Hall of Fame. It probably won't. He'll probably get in there because he beat the Patriots. That's not an eye-popping completion percentage, but it definitely could be worse. Will Jones change his mind if Rush rattles off a few more big wins? Probably not, but the speculation will definitely get amped up. Of course it is. Now, let's go look at the Niners. I'm just looking. The next game's against the Panthers. They have come out and said that they are going to stick with Baker Mayfield for that. My God. Man, I was wrong. I was wrong about Baker. He looks terrible. He really does. He looks like the worst part of Baker from Cleveland. I just don't get it. He was extremely accurate in college. Baker's not that accurate in the NFL. He's not. And so, I mean, people have got Sam Darnold watch going on right now. Jesus Christmas. That's not good. Okay? Jimmy Garoppolo's back. I said Jimmy would bounce back. Okay? I thought it was an outlier kind of game versus the Denver Broncos. I think their defense is at least pretty good. But the one thing I brought up with Jimmy that nobody had been talking about was the fact that Jimmy did not do anything in training camp. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They took the playbook away from Jimmy Garoppolo in the preseason. He took no snaps in the preseason. He was on the sideline doing calisthenics. I kid you not. Okay? So I expected a little rust from Jimmy, and now he's come in and they're 2-1. Okay? He looked a lot better. He had a couple of head-scratching overthrows last night that made me want to pull my hair out. But again, he got the win. He helped them move the ball down the field. Jeff Wilson looked fast as hell. That was the fastest run of the year by any 49ers player at this point. I think he was around 20.8 miles an hour. The defense looks great. It's ball hawking. Honestly, the defense might be the best defense in the league. I mean, think about it now. Gave up 11 to Denver. And look, Denver, it was a pure struggle for them to get 11 points versus this defense. The Rams, 9? 9 points, right? Gave up 10 to Chicago. So you get the point. Stifled the Seattle Seahawks, who just dropped 48 on the Detroit Lions. I've got to think this defense, this looks like a potential championship-winning defense for the 49ers. Their statistics right now where they're, among the top 3 or 4 in all of football in a bunch of statistical categories. DeMeco Ryans is going to get some play in the offseason for head coach. Absolutely, that is going to happen. Okay, the formula is coming together. George Kittle is still not involved to the extent that I would love to see him involved. And it would be irresponsible of me not to mention, and look, George Kittle did not drag the foot on the throw in the back of the end zone that Jimmy Garoppolo made last night. Garoppolo made one of the best passes you will ever see from any quarterback last night. But George only got 1 foot down. Now, the thing about it, is if Jimmy would have went to his next progression, he had Ayuk wide open for a touchdown. Okay? And that's the problem. He made a great throw, okay? One of the best throws I've ever seen Jimmy Garoppolo make in his career. An elite kind of quarterback throw. But Jimmy is not elite. He's never going to be elite, okay? Jimmy is what he is, a 12-17 quarterback in the league, but I can tell you right now, it feels like the 49ers can win the Super Bowl with a 12-17-18 quarterback in the league. All right? Now, I heard Chris Sims did make a comment in regards to Garoppolo versus Carson Wentz because, you know, I did a video where we found out that, yeah, it looks like the Commanders had a trade in place, ready to go for Jimmy Garoppolo before they acquired Carson Wentz. And he said something, Sims did, about the fact that he thought Carson Wentz was a much better option than Jimmy Garoppolo. I disagree. I think Jimmy would win more games for the Commanders than Carson Wentz. You know, Carson puts up statistics, but there's something about Wentz, and I'm sorry, but it seems to me like, just from seeing him with the Eagles and then the Colts and then what's going on right now, the one thing there is no doubt about when it comes to Garoppolo is his teammates love him. They love Jimmy for whatever reason. You know, and Jimmy's out there and he's always laughing and carrying on and acting like he's having a good time, you know, unless he's getting his ass handed to him. And there's something about Jimmy that brings the team together from a camaraderie standpoint that I don't think somebody like Carson Wentz does. And I do believe that in the NFL, chemistry is a thing. In the locker room, chemistry is a thing right now, okay? And I think it always has been. I think that's why you've seen some of these wannabe, we're trying to put together these super teams. You've seen a lot of that fail because it just doesn't work that way. You know? Quarterback's got to be a guy that other guys wants to play with and for. And it's pretty clear Jimmy's got some of that. You know, it's like Jimmy makes these nutty throws, and his teammates don't seem to give a shit. You know, Bosa mentioned Jimmy last night. He said, you know, we got Jimmy back, and it was like go time. You know? I mean, it's crazy. So I wanted to talk about Jimmy G. I wanted to touch on the defense and, of course, talk about Cooper Rush. And, I mean, this is going to be 13, 14 minutes long, so it'll be good for the pod, a little mini pod for the podcast. If you're listening on pod, make sure you hit subscribe. Peace. I'm out. Till next time. Black and White Network supporters, make sure you check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. Make sure you use promo code USA First, all one word. USA First, all one word will get you 25% off. Go get them right now.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.